Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. B&B spoilers. Forrester Creations Mutiny momentum builds. The bold and the beautiful B&B spoilers document that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, feels slighted and emboldened. The terse talk with Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K. opens the door to a mass exit from this famous fashion house. Carter believes his idea to expand Forrester Creations needs to be respected. He's rarely countered the family that runs the business but has spoken very pointedly to the company's co-chief executive officers. Ridge may soon be an ex-best friend. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline Messins Wood, doesn't know that Carter has fallen for Hope Logan, Annika Noel. So Steffi believes Carter is purely influenced by Hope's latest need to be saved from herself. What does Hexit mean? Hope is exiting Forrester Creations and will likely be followed by Carter and others. Zen de Forrester, Delon de Metz, appears primed to go next. But beyond the obvious, Carter and Zend, the designer who could easily accept a reassignment anywhere else in FC, more Logans are in focus. Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, is apoplectic. Yes, that's a deep overreaction because she knows that Ridge is in the dark about why Hope put on lingerie, but she can't help but to back Hope. So it's not a stretch to think that Brooke will financially back her daughter in a new business venture. Katie Logan, Heather Tom, might feel compelled to join her niece in a show of family unity. Steffi has no regrets. She thinks that Hope was throwing herself at John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin. That didn't happen, but Hope refuses to explain herself. Hope will have no reason to protect Carter if they leave FC shortly. But that would be a moot point if their relationship is exposed before that potential point in the plot. Wood's character felt compelled to exert her authority after giving Hope a second chance. If she hadn't, especially after the event she witnessed, Hope would not have learned the lesson Steffi wanted to teach her and did. As Carter said, he and Ridge are best friends, but Carter began questioning that status recently, and now Ridge is uncertain of their bond. Ridge will have to support Steffi unless Brooke tells him what Hope was doing in the design office before Finn walked in. Assuming that doesn't happen soon, or Ridge doesn't gain insight in some other way shortly, Carter will leave FC or be fired. This year, Eric Forrester, John McCook, might be less cherry and bright at the Thanksgiving table. However, it might take until the annual Christmas party sing-along his mansion before all of the above plays out. At Forrester Creations, the air is thick with tension, ambition, and whispered schemes. As the prestigious fashion house enters its busiest season, hidden agendas and power plays have taken center stage, threatening to dismantle the delicate balance within the company. Behind the scenes, long-simmering resentments, rivalries, and grudges are coming to a boil, setting the stage for an explosive mutiny that could shake Forrester Creations to its core. The power struggle begins with Ridge Forrester, the reigning patriarch and creative powerhouse behind the brand. For years, Ridge has been the visionary at the helm, crafting the designs and leading the charge. Yet even he can feel the ground shifting under his feet. Rumors are circulating that his leadership style is outdated and that a new direction is desperately needed to keep Forrester relevant in an ever-evolving industry. Ridge's children, Steffi and Thomas, stand at his side, but how long will their loyalties hold as the mutiny momentum builds? Steffi, always the fierce and independent Forrester, has recently stepped up her role within the company, and her successes have not gone unnoticed. Her eye for modern trends and her boldness in taking risks have revitalized the brand's image, bringing a fresh spark to Forrester Creations. Yet, despite her accomplishments, she feels overshadowed by her father's legacy. To Ridge, Forrester Creations is his life's work, his pride, and he's not ready to pass the torch just yet. But to Steffi, it's time for the old guard to step aside. Quietly, she begins rallying support from key players in the company who share her vision of a new Forrester era, one where she takes the lead. Thomas, meanwhile, is grappling with his own ambitions and insecurities. Having always been the wild card of the Forrester family, Thomas has experienced highs and lows at Forrester Creations. His talent is undeniable, but his past mistakes and erratic behavior have damaged his reputation. Yet in recent months, Thomas has managed to prove himself as a valuable asset to the brand, and he's determined to prove to everyone, especially his father, that he has what it takes to lead. Fueled by a mixture of sibling rivalry and personal ambition, Thomas is drawn to the idea of taking Forrester in a bold new direction, one where he, not Steffi, is at the forefront. He knows he must tread carefully, as aligning too closely with Steffi could mean playing second fiddle to her. So Thomas begins working behind the scenes, building his own alliances and planting seeds of doubt about Steffi's capabilities. Across the office, Brooke Logan senses the unease and feels the undercurrents of rebellion. Her complicated history with Ridge and her long-standing connection to Forrester Creations give her a unique perspective on the brewing storm. Brooke believes that Ridge's control is vital to maintaining the Forrester legacy and fears what could happen if Steffi or Thomas take over. She takes it upon herself to protect Ridge, becoming his confidant and ally in these uncertain times. But Brooke's involvement isn't without its own risks. She's aware that her interference could further alienate Steffi and Thomas and deepen the divide within the family. Nevertheless, Brooke is determined to keep Ridge at the helm, even if it means going up against her own stepchildren. Adding to the drama is Hope Logan, Brooke's daughter and the head of the Hope for the Future line. Hope is caught in a tricky position. Her professional and personal ties to both Steffi and Thomas make her a pivotal figure in the unfolding conflict. Hope has watched Steffi rise through the ranks with admiration, yet she's cautious of the ruthlessness with which Steffi approaches business. Thomas's renewed focus and determination to make his mark intrigue her, but she can't forget his past actions. She realizes that aligning with one of them could mean alienating the other and jeopardizing her own position. As the mutiny momentum builds, Eric Forrester, the true patriarch of the family and founder of the company, steps in as the voice of reason. Eric is deeply troubled by the division within his family and the threat it poses to Forrester Creations. To him, the company is more than just a brand. It's the embodiment of his life's work, a legacy he hopes to pass down to future generations. He knows that Steffi and Thomas both have the potential to carry on that legacy, but he's painfully aware of their differences and rivalries. Eric fears that the very people he raised to continue his dream may tear it apart in their pursuit of power. In a desperate attempt to hold the family together, he calls a meeting with Ridge, Steffi, Thomas, and the rest of the company's key players, urging them to set aside their personal ambitions for the sake of the brand. Yet Eric's plea for unity only deepens the divide. Instead of calming the waters, his speech ignites further resentment. Steffi feels undermined, convinced that her grandfather is choosing the past over the future. Thomas, too, is frustrated, feeling as though he's perpetually seen as the family's problem child, despite his recent achievements. Both siblings are now more determined than ever to break free from their father's shadow and make their own mark on the industry. In a shocking twist, whispers of an outside investor begin to circulate, a mysterious figure interested in buying a controlling stake in Forrester Creations. Steffi and Thomas each see this potential investor as a way to finally break free from their father's influence and seize control of the company. Yet neither realizes the full implications of bringing an outsider into the mix. This investor, driven purely by profit and with little regard for the Forrester legacy, could upend the company's values and family-centered ethos. But the promise of autonomy is too tempting, and Steffi and Thomas find themselves willing to make a deal with the devil to achieve their dreams. Ridge, sensing the threat to his family's legacy, confronts his children, warning them of the dangers of giving up control to an outsider. The confrontation quickly escalates, with accusations and harsh words thrown back and forth. Steffi and Thomas refuse to back down, declaring that it's time for Ridge to step aside and let them lead. Brooke, who has been a silent observer, finally steps in to defend Ridge, reigniting her own feud with Steffi. Hope, caught in the middle, watches as the family she's become a part of is torn apart by greed, ambition, and betrayal. As Forrester Creations teeters on the edge of a full-blown mutiny, each member of the Forrester family must confront their own ambitions, fears, and loyalties. Steffi and Thomas stand at a crossroads, facing the decision of a lifetime. Will they pursue their dreams of power at the risk of destroying the legacy they've inherited, or will they find a way to preserve the family and the company that bear their name? Ridge, Eric, Brooke, and Hope each find themselves grappling with the same question. How far are they willing to go to keep Forrester Creations in the family? As the mutiny momentum continues to build, the stakes have never been higher. Forrester Creations stands on the brink of transformation or annihilation. Only time will tell which path the family will choose and what kind of legacy they will leave behind.